Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Footy Plus, powered by the Adelaide Crows. I'm Amos Gill, and believe me when I tell you, I'm as shocked as anyone I'm back for episode 2. But what an episode it is, as we focus on everything South Australian sport. Coming up on this episode, we're at home with Hugh Greenwood and his four-legged friends.
I love the cute, funny, snore, goofy as.
And look who's back at the Thunderbirds.
When I stepped away from coaching, it wasn't retiring. I was always wanting to come back, and it's like the perfect world for me. I don't have to be in charge. I don't have to sit in the hot seat.
For decades, Footy Park was the home of the South Australian football landscape. But that's all about to change with the demolition of the Oval coming in the next few months. What does that mean for the Adelaide Crows, who still use the Oval as their training base? How will it look in the future around West Lakes? Let's find out.
At this playground of champions, home to key moments in history and a cluster of treasured memories for generations of sports fans, the lights have gone out and the crowd's fallen silent. Once, greats of the game regularly graced this turf, walked these corridors, but now the place is a wasteland where less respected residents flourish. The place we know as Football Park is in decay. Almost 44 years to the day after the first match was played here, the final act of an epic demolition project is imminent.
All of those grandstands and basically all the concrete will be knocked over, probably by the end of this year.
But the Crows aren't going anywhere.
It doesn't have any impact on us because reality is we've got a 30-plus year lease here at West Lakes, and fortunately one of the stipulations of the agreement is that our training field is going to be maintained.
And what a training field it is. While the immense concrete grandstands and terraces grew tired, the quality of the playing surface was never questioned, as one Football Park regular fondly remembers.
It was meticulously looked after, and the SNFL took great pride. I mean, it was almost a standard line when you walked into the ground. Gee, the Oval looks good today, doesn't it? Much
of the Crows' former training grounds have already disappeared beneath new construction, and townhouses and commercial properties will soon spring up around the hallowed turf, similar to the Waverley precinct in Melbourne.
It'll be a public use oval, so when we're not training on it, the public will be able to use it. So it'll be a fantastic, ground for the community and people around the area.
It's the inevitable price of progress. But when the stands finally do come down, it will be an emotional time for many who knew the place so well.
This became second home for myself and a lot of people. Saw so much happen here.
At the start of the season, with the league MVP changing clubs and T-Ferg making his way to the NBA, it was fair to say many people thought the 36ers wouldn't feature in finals basketball. But how wrong they were. Let's reflect on the season that was and where to for the 36ers.
The Hawks are going to the grand final. They have upset the regular season champions on their home floor.
Sitting in here with the boys after the season, knowing all the hard work we put in, and then to fall short on our home court was super disappointing.
When you go out in the semis, it definitely hurts.
You use that heartbreak to motivate you through the pre-season. If it takes suicides or being yelled at, Joey, make sure you're ready to go.
The 40th season of the National Basketball League is underway.
Last year, our attack, most of our attack and transition just came from one person. This year, we attacked at all areas.
The margin is a big one, and the Adelaide 36ers have stamped their authority all over this game.
We're a lot more balanced team. It's a lot harder for other teams to scout.
Oh, Sophie sends it away.
We definitely had a few guys this season that took it to another level.
Majuk Deng in this fourth quarter has turned it up. And Deng looking for the three, knocks down another.
Majuk has really stepped up this year. His points per minute production is probably the best in the league.
Creek and Childress in tandem go to leg off. That's how you finish.
Creaky's really taken it to another level.
His year is one of the better years in NBL history.
Nobody can mess with him.
Just so strong, Mitch Creek. So look at Creek go to leg out. There's a finish and he draws a foul.
Although we didn't have a superstar, we're definitely the deepest team in the league.
Being a father, that works for Brendan Tees. It's glowing. Welcome to the 36ers, Josh Childress. That was a strong finish by Drippy.
Put this man in green and gold, Daniel Johnson.
Clovey in the passing lane will jump upstairs.
Sixers are off to the grand final!
Heading into the grand final series, home court advantage was going to be crucial for both teams.
But this grand final series is going the distance.
And it all came down to the 40 minutes in Game 5.
Golding, he's doing it all.
We talked about finding Casper early, and we lost Goulding.
Golding over the top.
He was outscoring us in the first quarter, 15-14, our whole team.
We didn't get it done in Game 5.
And Chris Golding weeps with joy. Melbourne have their championship.
I think we've learned a lot this season.
Anytime players get better, your coaches get better, your program gets better, it's a success. It's not the ultimate success, though.
Well done to the 36ers there on a great season. And let's say that in the next year they repeat what happened with Randall and they're a player short. There's a man at the Crows who could just about slip in unnoticed. I speak of Hugh Greenwood. The ex-basketballer's made quite the impact at the Crows, and he's also a massive dog lover, like freakishly so.
Meet Jax, the French bulldog.
You go for a walk? You go for a walk?
And partner in crime, Rioli.
Oh, stop it.
Two of man's best friends who've won the hearts of Hugh Greenwood and his partner Kirsten.
They're little troublemakers. I love them. They're cute, they're funny. Snore, goofy as, pretty placid. They don't bark. They consume most of our lives and my Snapchat stories and Instagram stories, which I cop a bit of feedback for, but no, I love them.
Hugh lent heavily on Kirsten, family and friends after the loss of his mother Ronnie to cancer last year, while Jax and Rioli provided their own form of comfort.
Jax we've had, who's the first one we got, so we've had him for 2 years now. That was always our goal. I always said that, you know, when I got my first paycheck that we wanted to buy a Frenchie, so we went out and did that, and then adopted Rioli a year later. Yeah, I didn't give him the name Rioli. Rioli's named after Cyril. We got him from some Hawthorn fans, so the name sort of stuck, but I just love them. I like small dogs, but I didn't want a small yappy dog that didn't look tough if I was walking on the beach sort of thing, so Frenchie's still got some muscle about them and a little bit of intimidation about them, but they're soft as butter.
A former US college basketballer who turned his back on the Perth Wildcats to take up a rookie contract with the Crows.
It was probably one of the biggest, but also one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
Greenwood's made a big start to 2018, beginning with that cathartic moment in round 1.
You know, Mum's greatest joy was watching her kids play sport, and to sort of celebrate and acknowledge her on that sort of stage was a pretty special moment.
Now established in the Adelaide lineup and winning admiration for his soaring contested possession count, Hugh's hoping for a shot at redemption in September.
We obviously know what happened last year and where we're striving to get to, put ourselves in the best position to have another crack at it is really important. I want to make sure that my spot's cemented, so when September comes and we get another opportunity, that I'll put my hand up to do so.
Now we'd like to let you know about an exciting offer for all Adelaide Crows members from our major partner, Toyota.
Toyota are offering all Adelaide Crows members a $500 accessory voucher for when you purchase a new Toyota vehicle.
That's $500 to make your new car stand out from the rest with genuine Toyota accessories.
I'd put it towards roof racks for surfing trips in my RAV4.
I'm thinking a new bull bar for four-wheel driving in my Hilux.
I'll give it to my wife to spend on whatever she likes, as long as she let me pick the car.
Toyota's $500 accessory voucher will be sent out to you in the post soon.
To redeem the offer, simply take the voucher along with your Crows membership card to any Toyota dealer in South Australia when you purchase a brand new car.
Look good this season with major partner Toyota.
In netball, there's a name synonymous with success. Jane Woodlands-Thompson. Several years ago, she coached the Thunderbirds to championship glory before walking away and retiring from coaching. The good news, she's back as an assistant for Dan Ryan at the T-Birds, and we caught up with the dynamic duo.
My first year in the job was really challenging, and I really reflected on what I needed around me in my second year, and there was no one better than Jane Woodlands-Thompson to come back on board and work alongside me.
Dan and I had lunch one day and said, you know, how do you feel about coming back? And I thought, yeah.
You know, we have a really respectful and trusting relationship with each other. We're great mates, we know each other really well.
We've got an excellent understanding of where we sit on the task and relationship scale. I'm very high task, Dan's very high relationship, so somehow you put that together and it works, and we share a vision and a passion for the game.
Jane's favourite coaching saying at the moment is panel beating.
I say fortune favours the brave a lot.
So there might be a word for a very traditional, basic type of netball terminology, but she'll never use the basic word. She has to make it as complicated as possible, and panel beating is her terminology for simply playing one-on-one defence.
Dan has this wonderful lesson that was passed on from Opa, from his grandfather. I cannot remember the exact words, but it's something with the message of no matter what the odds are, you go out and believe in yourself and do it, and he lives his life like that, and that shines through in his coaching.
Fearless to play the way we want to play, or using the terminology punch. It's strong and it's aggressive, and I want the players to feel that aggression when they play the game. Jane's pastime away from netball. She certainly loves her footy, certainly loves her white wines.
At the moment, probably watching my kids play sport.
And she certainly loves talking about the adventures of her kids. And ever since I was an assistant coach, I've had no greater pleasure than hearing about the escapades of those two boys. My favourite food is definitely a chicken parma.
I think Dan likes a good schnitty.
We've had a couple of snitties together. We don't mind a snitty. She likes a salad, but yeah, I'd probably go with the snitty. That would be her favourite.
My favourite meal would be, probably salt and pepper calamari. When I stepped away from coaching, it wasn't retiring. I was always wanting to come back, and it's like the perfect world for me. I don't have to be in charge. I don't have to sit in the hot seat.
And having her beside me and going to battle together is something I'm really looking forward to.
It's inescapable. Social media is the most popular way for players, fans and coaches to share their thoughts and opinions on the game. But let's be frank, some opinions more valid than others. Here's a general rule of thumb. If your profile picture is an egg or a car, I probably don't want to hear what you've got to say. But keep posting anyway, share your thoughts. Everyone valid, according to the club. So, good news there. This week we caught up with Adelaide United to see what they were posting about. And not an egg to be found anywhere.
They say good things come in threes, and for Paul Izzo that's definitely the case. The Reds goalkeeper was quick to highlight the winning ways of his favourite football teams on Twitter. As his own club pointed out, Izzo actually played a crucial role in his team's win over the Western Sydney Wanderers in the final game of the regular season.
Brilliant goalkeeping.
With that game out of the way, others, like Jordan Elsey, quickly turned their attention to Sunday's elimination final. Bring on the finals, he wrote. While the club's official social media accounts have been busy updating Reds fans on all they need to know as they prepare for their first final against Melbourne victory since 2009.
Staying in the online space, if you want more Adelaide Crows news, make sure you go to afc.com.au or find us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for more updates. I think there's a MySpace, but it's so outdated, Simon Goodwin is still the captain of that page. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Thank you to the Adelaide 36ers for having us here at Titanium Security Arena. Be sure to watch out for us on 7plus in the coming weeks. Bye for now. That hurt a lot. That was not good. That's jarring. That's jarring.